Some international news now. The UN Security Council has broken its long silence on the crisis in Myanmar, calling for an end to the violence. UN Chief António Guterres said the military campaign amounted to ethnic cleansing of Rohingya Muslims.
Close to 400,000 have streamed across the border since August 25th, forced from their homes and villages that have been razed to the ground, with hope that thousands of kilometers away in New York, pressure would build on the army to pull back.
I have condemned the attacks made by the Arakan Rohingya Salvation Army. But in Rakhine State, there have been disturbing reports of attacks by security forces against civilians, which are completely unacceptable. Aid activities by UN agencies and international non-governmental organizations have been severely disrupted.
Let me quote you your words.
Asked if he believed that the targeting amounted to ethnic cleansing.
Well, I would answer your question with another question. When 1/3 of the Rohingya population had to flee the country, can you find a better word to describe it?
This as the Security Council emerged from hours behind closed doors.
They expressed concern about reports of excessive violence during the security operations and called for immediate steps to end the violence in Rakhine, de-escalate the situation, re-establish law and order, ensure the protection of civilians, restore normal socio-economic conditions, and resolve the refugee problem.
We pressed further.
Do your elements to the press here reflect the gravity of the situation of the ground? I mean, we're seeing reports of entire villages being destroyed, homes being burnt to the ground, hundreds of thousands streaming across the border to Bangladesh. There's a view from NGOs, Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch, that the Security Council has not acted appropriately. How do you respond to those criticisms?
That is what the Security Council has agreed for now.
The United Kingdom is the penholder on all texts related to Myanmar.
The press elements agreed today are an important first step. They capture the three big things that all of us wanted to underline. First of all, that there must be an end to the security operations. Secondly, that there must be full humanitarian access wherever it is needed. And thirdly, that the government of Myanmar has an important obligation in looking to the longer term and implementing the recommendations of the Annan Commission.
Earlier, it was announced that Myanmar's de facto leader Aung San Suu Kyi had cancelled her trip to the UN General Assembly next week over the crisis in her country. Bryce-Pease, SABC News, New York.